Hello. Here we go again. Another UFC fight night. And this time, it's Ribas versus Namajunas. Man, these fight nights getting fucking rough. But anyway, let's start with the first fight of the night. The GOAT, the motor, the machine, Muhammad Usman versus the other GOAT machine, Mick Parkin. I'm taking Muhammad Usman here. I would have probably picked Mick Parkin if he didn't almost arguably lose to Caio Machado. I know MMA math doesn't work, but that fight was way too close than it had any right being, against Caio Machado. Caio Machado is not good. He's really not good at all. He's pretty bad. And he made that fight so competitive with Mick Parkin. Now, maybe he's actually not as bad as we thought he was. Maybe that's a case of that. But I think that's just an absolute horrible look for Mick Parkin. And, the thing is, Muhammad Usman, is he a world championship level fighter? No, I don't believe so. But he is super athletic. He is an athletic heavyweight. And like stuff like that will get you really far in that heavyweight division. So I see Muhammad Usman being able to implement his grappling. But does he actually implement it? What's Mick Parkin though? Mick Parkin isn't horrible technically, but I mean, he's shown good takedown defense, but he's been fighting Jamal Pogues and Caio Machado, so it's like not anything crazy. He's not fighting athletic specimens like Muhammad Usman, who, Muhammad Usman is literally built like he's actually a shredded heavyweight. Like, he is a big dude. He moves fast. He does have a wrestling background. I think he has the same pharmacist as Kamaru. I'm joking. He would, obviously. His dad's a pharmacist. But, I have to go with Muhammad Usman here. I think I just see him being so athletic. I can see him getting on top of Mick Parkin. Now, maybe there's a situation where Muhammad Usman literally just lays on top of him and doesn't do any damage. That is a possibility. We could see that happen, and then maybe they follow the rules and scoring of criteria of MMA. Maybe Mick Parkin gets the decision. But I'm going to imagine that Mick Parkin can't really do anything off his back for 3 rounds. So I'm going to go with Muhammad Usman. Not super confident in this pick. I'm not going to act like this is a lock or anything like that. But yeah, that's just the way I'm leaning on this fight. So yeah, there we go. Mo Usman, in my opinion, gets it done over Mick Parkin. Then we have Igor Severino versus Andre Lima. I'm going with Andre Lima in this fight. He's a really good striker, really impressive Muay Thai. Looked really good against Rickson Zenidum, but Zenidum was literally running away that whole fight. He was not in that fight to win, to be fair. I know he's got a 14-1 record, but if you look at Rickson's record, he's not beating great guys. 5-4, 9-5, 9-3, so not horrible, but like a lot of non-records on there, like a lot of NA on there. If there's an NA for fights in this day and age, you're definitely fighting some fucking horrible guys. Like, that's just a horrible look. So yeah, I'm gonna take Andre Lima here. Both of these prospects are really good. I do hate this fight in a way because we do need more flyweight prospects in this division. But I just think Andre Lima can get this one done. He impressed me on Dana White Contender Series, even though he was fighting a runner. He still gets it done there. So yeah, I'm going to take Andre Lima, and I'm going to say he gets this one done by KO. Or, actually, Igor is very tough. He's a very tough fighter. I'm actually going to go decision, but I think he's going to beat up Igor Severino, Igor da Silva. We're just going to call him Igor da Silva. But both of these guys have pretty bright futures in my opinion. So yeah, I'm going to take I'm going to take Andre Lima here, though. Then with the next fight, we have Montserrat Rendon versus Daira Zelenojanoka. I don't even know who the fuck this is, man. She's in the UFC. Rendon. Okay, I'm thinking Rendon's the one who beat Vidal. Oh my god. Women's MMA, man. Okay. This lands like that. I'm going with Rendon. If it lands like that, so if it lands there, I'm going with Daria. So Rendon, Danya, Renyon. Okay, Okay. Okay, I'm gonna close my eyes, and whatever way it lands. I think I'm going with Renda. I can't even remember if that's the way I'm going. But I'm going Rendon, just because. Then we have Stephen Nugent versus Jarno Aarons. I'm going to go with... Man, these fights are tough. Like, Stephen Nugent looked good, but he was fighting AJ Cunningham, who admittedly isn't great. He also lost to Elon Cruz, who admittedly isn't great. I know MMA math doesn't always work, but like Jarno Aarons was actually making all of these fights competitive, man. Like, I know he was losing, but he did drop Sungwoo Choi. He almost subbed William Gomez. You know, he's not like a horrible fighter. He's a good kickboxer. He's younger than Nugent. He's Dutch. You know, Dutch people are tough. I'm a quarter Dutch. So maybe there's some bias there. I'm actually going to go Jarno Aarons. I can't believe I'm saying that, but I am actually going to go with Aarons here. I know Stephen Nugent looked good, but like I say, he was AJ Cunningham. He's not an elite level prospect. He's not even really, shouldn't even be in the UFC. And yeah, I just think Jarno can actually get this one done here. So I am going to go with Aarons. We'll see how that turns out. I'm sure Stephen Nugent will come and have a great performance, but it seems like guys from Dana White Contender Series last season aren't doing that great, so I'm going to continue with that trend, and I'm going to pick Aarons here over Stephen Nugent. They have Miles Johns versus Cody Gibson. This is an interesting fight. Miles Johns, I can't even remember if he was looking. He beat Dan Argueta, right? And then it got overturned because of a drug test. I think that's what happened. Yeah, okay, yeah. Johns looked really good against Argueta. He didn't look that great against Vince Morales. He's had a lot of up and downs lately. Obviously, he's failed some tests. But I'm going to take him over Cody Gibson here. I think he can beat Cody Gibson. Cody Gibson, very fun fighter, long-rangey fighter, but you know, he is very hittable. He's getting hit a lot by Brad Katona. And you know, Brad Katona was landing a lot of big shots on him. He was landing a lot of shots. He was putting the pressure on him. I think Miles Johns can hurt Cody Gibson here. You know, Cody Gibson is an older fighter, 36 years old at bantamweight. You got to factor that into these bantamweight fights. I know he won a bunch of fights on The Ultimate Fighter, but like, I don't know, man. Like, I'm gonna go Miles Johns by decision, actually. Cody Gibson is very durable. I think Miles Johns can hurt him, but I don't think he'll finish him. So I'm going to go Miles Johns by decision over Cody Gibson. Then with Ricardo Ramos versus Julian Erosa. I'm actually going to go with Julian Erosa here. This just feels like a fight he'll win. You know, Ricardo Ramos is good, but he's not beating like great levels of competition. Lost to Zabira Tukagov a while back. Did beat Danny Chavez, but Danny Chavez, you know, isn't that great in my opinion. Then he lost to Charles Jourdain, and he got subbed by Jourdain, which in my opinion is like a bad look. Also got to factor in that he missed weight by a significant amount against Austin Lingo. I know he ended up making weight against Jourdain, but like, he missed weight by like 10 pounds. So you can imagine these featherweight cuts are probably killing him. And you know, Julian Erosa, he's a weird fighter. He is weird. Like, he'll come back, he'll have a great performance, then he'll lose. Like, he is just a really unpredictable fighter. He's taken a lot of time off. He's actually been off for almost a year, so 11 months he's been off. That Fernando Padilla fight was an early stoppage, in my opinion. But, like, this guy outstruck and beat Hakeem Dawodu on the feet. Like, how the fuck does that happen? Like, how does Julian Erosa go and have a competitive fight on the feet with Hakeem Dawodu and get slept by Alex Caceres, who's a grappler? Like, I don't understand Julian Erosa. Julian Erosa got slept by Artem Lobov in like a minute. He got slept by Torito Ishihara as well. And then he fucking outstrikes Hakeem Dawodu on the feet. He beats Charles Jourdain. He knocks out Nate Landwehr. He is the 1 in 11-1 for Sean Woodson. Like, how does this fucking guy's career work? I don't understand it. How does he do it? I don't understand it. Like, this is just truly a weird fucking guy to predict fights for, man. But I'm going to go Erosa. This feels like a fight he isn't meant to win, so he probably will win this fight. I think he's the underdog here. So yeah, I'm going to go with Julian Erosa, a veteran performance. Then we have Trey Ogden versus Kurt Holloway. Man, I have a feeling I'm going to do awful for these fights. Both veterans here. Trey Ogden normally benefits in these fights from his veteranness. You know, like he wins fights being a veteran. But Kurt Holloway is, you know, a veteran himself. And he's looked good. He's on probably the best run of his recent career lately. He looked great on The Ultimate Fighter. You know, he subbed Lee Hammond. Lee Hammond is a really good prospect. I know he lost his last fight, but he's really good grappling. And, you know, he subbed him. He knocked out Jason Knight. Triangle choked Austin Hubbard. And when he does lose, it's not ever because, like, someone outclasses him, you know. Well, you know what I mean. Like, it's not like somebody goes in there and they're just outsmarting him in there. Thiago Moises beats him with the grappling. Burgos subs him, gets KO'd by Ronnie Barcelos. Like, these are just different types of ways of losses, in my opinion. I don't think Trey Ogden possesses the ways he can. I don't think he can go in there and out-grapple Kurt Holloway. I think he can go in there and knock him out or anything like that. And if he's not going to go in there and knock him out or anything like that, I actually think he has 0 wins by KO. He does. I think Kurt Holloway is going to win this fight. I think he's got quick hands. He's got good grappling. He's got more fights. He's actually a bigger veteran here. And I think this is a really winnable fight for Kurt Holloway. You know, I picked this guy after he beat Lee Hammond. I said that Kurt Holloway was going to win the Ultimate Fighter. I predicted him to beat... I predicted him to win the Ultimate Fighter against Austin Hubbard. And now here he is. Fighting still in the UFC. Obviously, he won the Ultimate Fighter, and I'm going to predict him to beat Trey Ogden. So yeah, I'm going Kurt Holloway. Then we have Luis Pagello versus Fernando Padilla. I'm gonna go with. Man, these are weird fights. Like, Fernando Padilla didn't look very good his last fight, and he sort of got a fluky win over Julian Erosa, if we're going to be real. Like, that was a really early stoppage. He lost to Spike Carlisle before. Like, watching Padilla fight, he is very long for the weight class, but... Man... He looked good against Robbie Ring, but Robbie Ring is a young kid. You know, he's not fully reached his potential yet. But Padilla, I'm gonna go Pagello here. I think he can. Fernando always has scraps. I feel like Lewis can get him into a scrap here, and I think he can finish Padilla. So I'm going with Lewis here over Padilla, but I'm not confident with any of these fucking predictions, man. Then we have Billy Quarantillo versus Yusuf Salal. I'm going with Billy Quarantillo. I know Yusuf Salal's been out for a bit. He's gone on a bit of a win streak. He even took some boxing matches, some kickboxing. But like, his last win was against a 0-0 opponent. I don't know why that happened. I don't know why he fought a 0-0 opponent. He looks like he was a kickboxer, but like still, Vadim Zadinaraprani. I don't know anything about this bloke, so maybe he's a really good kickboxer, but like that's like not a really gonna help you, in the UFC when you come back. Had a draw with Damon Blackshear, which in hindsight looks pretty good because Damon Blackshear's a good fighter. Lost to Sean Woodson, but Sean Woodson's good himself. The Sungwoo Choi fight, not a good look. And Ilia Tapuri, he's the only person to go to a decision with Ilia Tapuri who wasn't like fucking brutally fucking 10-8. He's the only person who was, made it to a decision with Ilia Tapuri that wasn't completely battered from fucking pillar to post every single round and 10-8'd. I'm gonna take Billy Quarantillo here. Short notice for Zalal. Billy Quarantillo, good pace. He's gonna be in good shape. He's gonna come with good cardio. Good takedown defense. He can grapple as well, so I can see him grappling Zalal. But yeah, I'm going to go Billy Quarantillo here. I feel like this being, a full camp for him benefits him here because his way of winning is with his pace, with his cardio, so I think he is going to beat Zalal here, so I'm going Billy Quarantillo. Then we have Peyton Talbot versus Cameron Simon. Finally a fight I actually can, properly give you guys a full detailed prediction for. I'm going Cameron Simon here. I'm really confident in Cameron Simon. I know he lost to C-Rod, but C-Rod is good. C-Rod is a good fighter. He missed weight by a fucking horrendous amount as well. This guy, I'm glad he's at featherweight, even though he shouldn't have won his fight yesterday, but still. Cameron Simon is a better grappler. We've seen Peyton Talbot get taken down a lot. I think Talbot has a lot of potential, but Nick Aguirre, Aguirre was getting a lot of takedowns in that fight over Talbot. He could take him down at will almost, but Talbot did get a submission over him, so that was impressive. But I think Cameron Simon, I think he can wrestle Talbot. I think he can strike with him as well. But I think this grappling is going to be how he wins this fight. I can just see him getting down Talbot quite a lot. Maybe even getting a submission eventually, but I'm going to go decision. I think Cameron Simon's really good. I'm not going to rate a loss to C-Rod too badly because, like I say, C-Rod is a notorious weight misser. And Cameron Simon, he made it a competitive fight with a featherweight pretty much. Let's just say with a featherweight when Cameron Simon's not the biggest bantamweight by any means either. So that was a pretty impressive performance even with a loss. And then before that, all of his performances were really good. Not over the greatest guys, but, beat up Stephen Koslow, beat up Mana Martinez, and then he beat the shit out of Terrence Mitchell. But, that is Terrence Mitchell at the end of the day. But still, I'm going Cameron Simon. I think he can win this fight all day. Then we have Edmund Shabazian versus AJ Dobson. I'm taking Edmund Shabazian here. I think he can chin AJ Dobson. Dobson slows down himself, which has always been the Achilles heel of Edmund Shabazian. But we haven't really seen AJ Dobson fight any crazy good, powerful guys. I know he did fight Ahmed Petrosian, but Petrosian is more of a decision guy, if we're going to be honest. At least in the UFC, Gregory Rodriguez decision, Christian Leroy Junkin decision. He does go to decision quite a lot in a lot of his fights. Actually, maybe the majority of his wins are by decision. Okay, no, just the UFC fights. But, I'm not going to say that, AJ Dobson, granite chin or anything like that. I think that Edmund Shabazian can hurt AJ Dobson here, and I think he can put him away in the first round. So I'm going to go Edmund Shabazian here, first round KO. More like TKO. I don't think he'll put him out cold, but I do think he'll beat him up and get a stoppage. I feel bad for Edmund Shabazian because I feel like a lot of his problems aren't because of his skill or he's not training hard enough. I really do think it's because he has inverted ribs, which probably really badly affects his cardio. That's probably why he gasses out so much. But yeah, I'm going with Edmund Shabazian. Then we have Carl Williams versus Justin Taffa. Now, this is an interesting fight. Not because it's a good fight, just because it's an interesting one. I think that Carl Williams is going to win this fight. I want Justin Taffa to win this fight. Don't get me wrong. I really want Justin Taffa to knock him out. But Carl Williams just seems like such a nightmare matchup for Justin Tuffer, especially on short notice. This was originally meant to be Junior Tuffer in there. But like Carl Williams is a fucking good wrestler. He's very Jailton Almeida-like. He will just shoot and shoot and shoot and shoot and shoot and shoot. He will not fuck off. He will not leave you alone. He won't give Justin Tuffer any chance to, get at him, hit him with some big shots. Carl Williams, we don't really know much about his chin, because at least not in the UFC. I haven't watched many of his fights besides, I've watched all of his fights in the UFC on Dana White Contender Series, but all I know about this guy, he's a hell of a wrestler. He's a very good wrestler. Former light heavyweight as well. Now a heavyweight. Not like a big guy for the weight class, but that helps him as well. He's quick. He's got good cardio. I can just see him taking down Justin Tuffer over and over again. Justin Tuffer's got good takedown defense, but I don't know. Carl Williams just seems like a different level grappler compared to the guys Justin's fought. So yeah, I expect Carl Williams to get this one done, unfortunately. Just by sort of praying his way to victory and Justin Tuffer not being able to do anything off his back. But hey, if Justin Tuffer can break from the clinch and get separation, I think Carl Williams is in danger that whole time. But yeah, sadly I'm going to have to pick Carl Williams. Then we have Amanda Ribas versus Rose Namajunas. I'm going with Rose Namajunas, man. Amanda Ribas, yeah, she's on a good streak now, which she's not even on a good streak. She has one win. But she has a bad chin for women's MMA. She generally doesn't have a good chin for women's MMA, that's not a good look when you don't have a good chin. When you're a women's fighter, she gets hurt a lot. She gets beat up badly. We've seen her being chinned multiple times. Poliana Viana chinned her on the regionals. Marina Rodriguez badly beat her up. And then Macy Barber beat her up badly as well. And I think Rose Namajunas, she's got quick hands. We've seen her knock out people. She is an explosive female fighter. I know it's upper weight class, this fight, but we've seen her knock out Weili Zhang. We've seen her knock out Joanna Jacek. We've seen her. She is able to knock fighters out. She is able to knock women out. She is powerful. She's got quick hands. She's got good boxing. I don't know how serious she's taking MMA, but she didn't look too bad against Mayu and Fiorot. And Fiorot is a really good women's fighter. The Color Esparza fight was fucking horrendous. But I think Rose Namajunas can go in there and she can piece up Amanda Ribas in this fight. So I am going to go Rose Namajunas by TKO over Amanda Ribas. Respect to Amanda Ribas though. If she ever wants an interview, I'll interview her. But I don't think she's going to win this fight, unfortunately for her. But, if she wins, I guess that's cool, but I just don't see it. I can't see that happening at this point. But you never know. If Rose does just go out there and get destroyed, then yeah, that's probably it for Rose Namajunas. But I'm going to go with Rose. I think she gets this one done. But yeah, those are my predictions for UFC Fight Night. Namajunas versus Ribas. Not the greatest card, man. Hard one to predict. I feel like these aren't easy fights to predict because so many of these guys are unproven, untested against lower tier guys. So it's just these fights could go either way. So it'd be exciting to see how it ends up. But yeah, let me know your predictions in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys next time. I appreciate you guys for watching. Peace. Make sure you share this video as well, and help grow the channel. But yeah, thanks. I appreciate it. Bye. Bye. Adios. Ta-da. Yeah, anyway, bye. Thanks, guys.